Welcome back, folks. Today I can share exclusive leaked images of a ton of new lenses that will be announced this week at the CP Plus show, and we're getting a lot of lenses from Sigma, Samyang, probably also Sony, Zeiss, and so forth. And there were already 2 lenses announced in the past days, so we are going to catch up also with those news. But before we kick off and before I show you all the images, a quick reminder to first of all like this video to help my YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss of the upcoming rumors. Before I show you the leaked images of the new Sigma and Samyang lenses, let's catch up with 2 news. We got the Tamron 35 100mm 2.8 full-frame autofocus lens for the Sony E and Nikon Z mount cameras that has been announced last week. I already leaked everything about this lens way ahead of the announcement, but you can now pre-order it. And we also got the new Voigtlander Septon 40mm 2.0 full-frame E mount and Z mount lens. Now let's move on to the next lens announcement. There will be lens announcement from Sigma on February 26, from Zeiss, from Samyang, and we are also 7Artisans, and still not 100% confirmed, but I think Sony will have an announcement around February 25. I still don't have a final confirmation, and we'll get some of the lenses that I already told you months ago are coming very soon. But let's kick off with the leaked images of the new lenses by starting with the new Sigma lenses. We are getting the new 35mm 1.4 second generation lens. You can see the leaked images here. There will be a Sony E and like a L-mount version of this lens. It's a full frame lens. And then we will also get the new 50mm 1.4 APS-C autofocus lens for the Canon RF, Sony E and Fujifilm X mount, so there will be no Nikon Z and no L mount version of this lens yet. And here are the specs of both lenses. As you see, the Sigma 35 1.4 DG2 promises to be lighter, more compact, but still optically superior to the first generation lens. The lens weight is around 530 grams, and I think this is a more reasonable lens compared to the 35mm 1.2 second generation lens we got recently from Sigma. This is way more compact, and yeah, you lose 1/3 of a stop, but really the difference is minimal. So this is probably the lens that most of you should be interested in buying because it's more affordable and more compact. The new 50mm APS-C lens is 50% lighter than the older 60mm 1.4, with a filter diameter reduced from 67mm to 58mm. It's optimized for video shooting with minimal breathing. The weight is only 220 grams, so a nice lens for APS-C camera owners or full-frame camera owners that want to shoot in APS-C with a more compact lens. Now, I don't know if Sigma will announce any other lens. I got rumors about other 2 lenses from Sigma, but they might be or teased at the CP Plus show or be announced sometimes later. Those are the 85mm 1.2, which I heard for now is coming for L-mount only, but I'm really not sure about this. If you have some more info about those Sigma lenses, but about any other camera lenses that will be announced after the CP Plus show, you can contact me using this email address and contact form. But just saying that the rumor about the 85 1.2 seems to be legit, but I still don't know if it's going to be announced at the CP Plus show or come sometimes later. I also got rumors about another APS-C zoom lens, a fast zoom lens, basically a sort of successor of the very epic famous 50 to 100mm 1.8 APS-C autofocus lens that was made for the Sigma SA and the Nikon F mount DSLR cameras, so pretty old lens, but it was quite an epic famous lens, and looks like Sigma is going to do a similar lens, so I've been told not exactly the same specs, but somehow different. And also in this case, I don't know if this lens will be teased at the CP Plus show or come in 1-2 months from now. We know that Sigma has used us with many announcements, one after another, so I still don't have a confirmation, but could be that both lenses will be announced before mid of the year, okay? Now, moving on to some spectacular prototype lenses. So I told you that Samyang wants to create quite a buzz at the CP Plus show by showing some very early prototype of lenses. They are not sure if they should bring to market or not, so those are not final production version lenses, and based on the reaction they will get at the CP Plus show, they will eventually make them or not make them, and finally have the images of those lenses. And like I say, those are 3D printed early prototypes, so not really working prototypes. Keep it in mind when you see the images. That's why they look a bit odd, but this is what we are going to see at the CP Plus show. Let's kick off with the 20 to 50mm 2.0 full-frame autofocus lens for the Sony E-mount system, and this is how it looks. It's a big lens. I hope they make it because I think it's a perfect focal length that does it all, from very wide angle shooting, selfie shooting if you really need this, to 50mm, which is a standard. I don't think you need anything more. I think that's a perfect range, even better than 28-70mm 2.0 we got from Sony. That's my opinion. Maybe you have different opinion. But they are going to display other lenses, like for example a 28 to 85mm fast lens. I've been told it's a very fast lens, but I don't know what they mean with that, if it's 2.0, 2.8 or whatever, but I don't have an image about this lens. I have images about other two lenses that will display: the 200mm 1.8 full-frame autofocus lens for the Sony E-mount system, and also the 300mm 4.0 full-frame autofocus lens for the Sony E-mount system. Both have OES, so they have optical stabilized elements inside the lens, which is quite useful. And so far they will only show the E-mount version of those lenses, but down the road, if they make those lenses, there will be definitely also an L-mount version, because Samyang is now part of the L-mount alliance, and they will also show some real L-mount lenses at the CP Plus show. So if you're an L-mount shooter, you also have to hope that they really make those lenses, because I think that would be very nice. I have no other info about those Samyang lenses, so no idea if they will make them for real and what the price would be, but I hope that that 20-50mm, but also the 300mm 4.0 would be nice to get. Now, there will be also some lenses from Chinese manufacturer. I only have info and an image of 7Artisans 135mm 1.8, which is coming for the Sony E, Nikon Z and Leica L mount. We don't have info yet about the exact release date and pricing of this lens, but this lens will be definitely announced. It's not an early prototype or mock-up like the Samyang lenses, so this is a lens we are really for sure. We will also get a new Zeiss 35mm 1.4 Otus lens. It's a manual focusing lens. This is a very niche lens, and from what I know, the other Otus lenses didn't really sell well because the price tag is really high. Optical image quality is great, of course, but it's a manual focus lens, very expensive, so this is very niche. What about Sony? Sony, I still didn't get the final confirmation. Usually at the CP Plus show, they do announce lenses. The past year, they did announce a couple of lenses, and also 2 years ago and so forth. And we know that they plan to release 3 lenses: the 1-400 4.0 GM, the 1-400 with variable aperture G lens, and also the 16 to 28 2.0 GM. So I think those lenses, or not, at least 1 or 2, will be announced on around February 25. So the day before the CP Plus show opens on February 26. But I didn't get a final confirmation, so hopefully in the next hour some of the sources will come back and tell me yes, those lenses are coming. But as you see at the CP Plus show, we are getting a ton of lenses, particularly A-mount lenses. I didn't get many info about other ZRF and so forth lenses. It's quite an unspectacular event as of yet, because usually we get also some nice exciting cameras, but it doesn't look like we're getting exciting cameras. We know that Panasonic has registered 2 cameras and Sony has also registered a camera, but it might be that those cameras will be announced in late March or April. Sony particularly never does announce cameras at the CP Plus show, and I didn't get the confirmation about Panasonic announcing a new L-mount camera at the CP Plus show. But again, if I'm mistaken, contact me here and drop me a message and let me know if you have some more reliable info. After the CP Plus show, there will be some short moment of pause, but then there will be camera announcements. Between April and early July, we'll get a couple of cameras, for sure from Panasonic, Sony, but I think also from Fujifilm and other manufacturers, and this should be a bit more exciting than the CP Plus show. this year. Like this video to help my YouTube algorithm, obviously subscribe, because even if CP Plus Show is not your thing and you were hoping to get some exciting new cameras, don't worry, exciting cameras are coming between April and July, I promise you. I know there are some really exciting models coming from many manufacturers, okay? So definitely subscribe to not miss any of the upcoming videos. See you very soon, folks.